Hello, Moon Babies. It's Molly. Thank you so much for being here with me. It's time for another Moon Baby Male Oracle reading. And this week we're going to continue on with the beauty edition of our Oracle reading together as part of 28 Days of Beauty. We've just passed the full moon over the weekend. So we're in the second half of our lunation already, which is crazy. Time is flying. So what I wanted to focus on this week with the moon waning is receiving some guidance about what we could do to make room for more beauty. Last time we spoke, we were talking about what we can do to bring it in, to attract it to us. And this week I wanted to focus a little bit more on what do we need to sweep away? What do we need to exhale? What might still be lingering that we're not super aware of that could be blocking us from either experiencing more beauty on our own or expressing more of our own beauty and therefore benefiting the people who are close to us and our communities. So this week we're going to use the Mythical Goddess Tarot and ask some questions about what we can do to make more room for beauty. So let's see what the cards say. Interesting. Our card this week is Fire, Mother, Regeneration. So fire is about transformation, renewal. Fire is interesting because it's sort of a double-sided element where it's just as much about destruction and consumption as it is about renewal and regeneration. And I think that's interesting in our waning moon discussion. I feel like this has a lot to do with cleansing, talking about making room for new ideas. What is it right now it can be in a very mundane way. What could we stand to shed? I also think the illustration on this card is interesting. You can see this flame here. Fire is also illuminating. It'll show us what we are free to release. It'll show us what we can shuck, what can be burnt away and cleansed. Very interesting. Let's check in with the stones and see how they build on this message. I'm interested to see. Okay, so our stone for the waning moon is moss agate. It's a green, speckly stone. And as a green stone, it's about abundance, but it's also about releasing some pretty deep down, dirty, emotional stuff. Moss agate is good for helping us to release deep-seated stress. It might be left over from a situation that we ruminate about. It could be as extreme as a PTSD situation, but deep stuff that we're afraid of and have stayed afraid of for a long time, or have been bothered by for a long time. It's also a stone of optimism and can help us combat depression, can help us combat hopelessness. So I feel like, combined with our fire card, that we're being asked to have sort of our own forest fire of the soul. So what I mean by that is, if you've ever seen, I don't live in a part of the world where this happens, but I've seen pictures and documentaries about how there are specific species of plant and tree in particular that will not regenerate unless they are touched by fire, which is caused by lightning and drought. But certain types of coniferous trees that will not reproduce without the flame, without total destruction. So I feel like for us, this could take the form of ritual work, meditative work, maybe tapping into the fire element with some candle work if that's something you do, and that can be as simple as spending time with a lit candle. But really meditating on some of that stuff that we're ready to let go of, meditating on that being removed and holding tight to those feelings of optimism, knowing that this is necessary and that you will get through it and come out on the other side totally transformed. So, fire, regeneration, forest fire of the soul is the goal for this week. Intense messages this week. This whole cycle, I feel like, has been fairly intense. I'd love to know how it's been for you. And I hope that you find this reading helpful and that you get some inspiration and some insight to move forward this week with 28 Days of Beauty. Thank you so much for being here, Moon Babies. I so appreciate your time. And until we speak again, walk in beauty, witch on, and witch boldly. Bye-bye.